I found that as I went through the test, I kept seeing the same mistakes over and over again. And you may even see it from page to page to page, the same mistakes. I saw people trying to do by Pythagoras when it's clearly a scale drawing. In fact, it tells you in the question, do by scale drawing. That's your clue to do what? Scale drawing. It's a pretty...
It's like a punch in the face.
Yeah. Okay? So you need to do that. Let's go through the adding here. If you don't get something, please, please, please ask.
Are we going to get a cheat sheet for every test?
Every test. Okay. So number 12. Add the following vectors. Show all work. When I say add vectors, I don't just mean this. I did several examples where I did way more than that. I had some individuals thinking that was all they had to do. Way, way more than that. That is not adding. That is not worth 3 marks. Okay? 65 east, and then 55 south. I need to see this, which is called the resultant, and I need an answer. You got.
Correctly what was wrong on mine, so.
You get 1 mark for that diagram, and then you get 1 mark for this. R squared is equal to 65 squared plus 55 squared. And doing the math gives you 85.1. And I would prefer seeing meters there as well. And then you need the angle. Some of you would have the word angle written down, or direction. This is what I'm talking about. Opposite over adjacent. 55 over 65. And you're going to get east 40 south. And there's 1 more mark for that. Okay, Nate, I need you to listen to me. East 40 degrees to the south. Okay? If you didn't get it right, get down the right answer. If you don't have a different color pencil or pen or whatever, make sure you indicate on your test which is right and which is wrong. Don't erase what is wrong. Why not? Because then when you're studying, you can look at it and you can say, oh, yeah, I see what I did wrong there. If you erase it, you can't see that. Okay? No one's going to see this except you now. Learn from your mistake. Please do not erase mistakes. Let's look at 13. Add the following vectors. Show a work. Do by scale drawing. Why do you have to do by scale drawing? Because it's not a right triangle. You can only use a squared equals b squared plus c squared and tangent sine if it's a right triangle. You must do by scale drawing. It clearly says that in the question. 130 at 30 degrees east of south. 130 at 30 degrees east of south. Which way is south? East of south. You must have a reference line. You must draw a reference line. I'm going to say it one more time. That's how important it is. You must draw a reference line. I'm not going to get mad at you for that. I need a short little line that you are defining. That, my friend, is south. And now I'm going to go 30 degrees towards east. This way. 30 degrees. That's what it looks like, Jake. I need a scale, which I haven't set yet. I need 1 centimeter equals something like 10 meters.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Your scale must begin with 1 centimeter. It must. That's the only acceptable way to begin a scale. Another one might be 1 inch equals, but you do not put something like this. That is a reverse scale. That's saying 10 meters on this piece of paper is equivalent to 1 centimeter in real life. It's the backward scale, okay? And it matters. You must start with 1 centimeter, and I told you that. Okay? So how long should this line be? If I need 130 meters, 130 divided by 10 should give me 13. It helps me so very much if you would label your answer. Okay? If in doubt, give me more information. Don't be lazy. Okay? The more I have to guess, the less you're going to get right. Alright? Some of you really need to work on your test writing skills. Don't be lazy. It's not a race to get done. Do it right, please. Kind of like the Mike Holmes of physics. Okay, so it's going to be kind of like down there like that. Then we're going to go 75 west of north. Now this one here, I know for a fact, lots of people got it wrong. West of north. Which one comes first?
West.
The of. West of. To the west of north. Of north. Draw me a reference line showing north. Go west of that. How far west, you might ask? 75 degrees. And how far? It's 115 divided by 10, 11.5 centimeters. So your angle would be 75 degrees. It would be like way over here, kind of like about like that. With an arrowhead. Don't be lazy. Alex, you need to be getting these answers down. I know what your answer looks like on number 13. It looks a lot like a white cow in a snowstorm.
What?
Like nothing.
Get it?
Okay, get it down.
That was a good one there.
You've never heard that? I need to see the resultant. It's from there to there. How do you get it? You don't use a squared plus b squared plus c squared. It's not a right triangle. Get out your ruler and measure. It should be about 9 centimeters, which is 90 meters.
All for the sake, I went southwest.
Then you measure an angle. Where from, you might ask? From that reference line that you just drew. That's where you measure from. If you measured from there to there, you would have got it wrong. We're measuring this angle here, and the answer is going to be something like south 29 west. Let's look at 14. Subtract the following vectors. How do you know it's a subtraction question? It says subtract! How do we do vector subtraction? We flip and then we add. It says do by scale drawing. I need a scale first. 1 centimeter equals 10 meters.
It's a big cow right there. I do a cow. Same stones going on.
I don't, yeah, it's not so much a mark on this one. But you've already got the mark for it over there. Okay, vector subtraction. So, I need 70 meters at north, 70 east. Oh yeah, I remember this here. North, 70 east. Draw a reference line that shows me north. And now measure 70 degrees to the east. It's going to be like this. 70 degrees. And it's 70 meters, so this is going to be 7 centimeters long. It really helps if you label that. I label mine. You know how many times I've done this question over all the years I've been teaching?
Billion.
It seems like 1,000, and I still label it because I know that it helps me.
Billion times.
Okay, if you label it, then I know which one you are saying is that one. And when I measure it, I don't have to measure every single one. Trust me, it'll help you. It says north, 70 east. You look north, and then you go 70 to the east. 70 to the east. Then the next one. So that this one is 70 meters at north, 70 east. Then we're going 65 west, 65 south. Now because it's subtract, instead of west 65 south, you go east 65 north. That's how it works. To flip it around, you change those. Do that from there. So reference at east. East 65 north. Measure, go east. 65 north. So 65 degrees up here. That's 65. this is going to be also 65. That's kind of weird that the number and the angle are the same. That's what the diagram looks like, but it's not complete.
I think it's bent the other way.
How do you make it complete? Drawing in the result. How do you find the answer? You measure. I got 12.5 centimeters, which is 125 meters. And you measure your angle from the reference line right there. It's going to be north. 49 east. Make a note of what you did wrong. That way you won't make that mistake again. Okay, number 15. I have to say I was a little disappointed, you guys. 15 is supposed to be a giveaway.
I got 0 marks on that.
What is the difference between a scalar and a vector?
Hold on, I got 0.
Scalar, magnitude only. Vector, magnitude and direction.
For the record, it wasn't on the review.
For the record, there was no review.
Well, for the record, it wasn't on the thing that told us to do the review.
Give me an example of a scalar. Just about anything. Time, mass, distance, density. Give me an example of a vector. There's the big four. Force, velocity, acceleration are all examples of vectors. There's also, temperature would be a scalar.
Okay,
Okay? Number 16. You should have known for a fact that there's going to be a question like 16 on this test. It's asking for displacement. Automatically, vector subtraction. Vector subtraction. I need one diagram to get you that mark. It's going from an initial position of 9 kilometers north of Dauphin. XI is 9 kilometers north. The final position is 5 kilometers west. Displacement is final minus initial. So show me final, 5 kilometers west. Label it XF, Lucas.
That's what I did.
Excellent. Then I'm going to go minus XI. If XI is 9 kilometers north, then minus XI is
I guess I got a few marks for this labeling.
9 kilometers south.
Why is it 19?
Tip to tail. There's your result. I need that triangle if you want that mark to show me vector subtraction.
We're even add 25 anyone. This is just for
That's awesome.
I know.
I'd be happy if you did.
I'm pretty happy.
Lots of people got 10.3. Which angle? This one right there, where I start. Inverse tan, 9 over 5. That's going to be west. 61 south. I strongly encourage you to hang on to that test. Use it to study. Okay? Here's the deal. On the exam, if you have a question that is similar, okay, like for example, if there's a question that has this displacement on it, on the exam, and you got 1 out of or 2 out of 3, and on the exam you get 3, you come to me after the exam and say, Mr. Ben, I want to see my test, I want to compare it with my exam, and you say, look, on the exam I got this. I will change this mark. Okay?
I got a 0 on this one, so I'll.
So if you get it right on the exam, I will change this mark. You have to do two things. Yeah, you come in and you see me, and you can sit here and look at the exam as long as you want. You have to do two things. Hang on to the test, and come in and do that comparison yourself. Okay? That's about as fair as it gets, really.
What do you guys do with the exam?
I store them in there for 2 years.
You don't get them.
Hi, Mark.